Have you ever noticed something strange about your biggest goals? The moment you tell everyone about them, something inside you goes quiet. The excitement fades. The urgency disappears. And somehow, the dream that once felt alive never makes it past the talking stage. This is the story of a man who learned that lesson the hard way. His name was Simon. Simon lived in a small village where everyone knew everyone else. He was friendly, optimistic, and full of ideas. Almost every week, he had a new plan for his future. One week, he wanted to open a shop. The next, he wanted to learn pottery. Later, he decided he would build a house with his own hands. But Simon had a habit that followed him everywhere. Before he ever started, he talked. He walked through the marketplace announcing his plans. He told his neighbors what he was about to become. People smiled, they clapped him on the back. They said encouraging words. Simon loved that feeling. That night, he slept well. He felt important. He felt like someone who was going places. But the next morning, when it was time to work, the energy was gone. Days passed. The shop was never opened. The clay was never touched. The house was never built. Years went by like this. Simon became known not for what he made, but for what he talked about. Deep down, he felt ashamed. He couldn't understand why his motivation always disappeared so quickly. One evening, he sat alone near the old well at the edge of the village. An elderly man joined him. The elder was respected by everyone, not because he spoke often, but because when he did, people listened. The old man looked at Simon and asked quietly, "Why do you look so tired, my son?" Simon sighed. "I have dreams," he said. "Big ones. But nothing I start ever lasts." The elder nodded. "Tell me, what do you usually do when a new idea comes to you?" Simon answered without thinking. "I tell people I want them to know what I am going to do." The elder smiled gently. "Come with me tomorrow morning. I want to show you something." The next day, they met in the elder's small garden. The old man held 2 seeds in his hand. He gave one to Simon. "Plant this," he said. Simon dug a small hole, placed the seed inside, and covered it with soil. Then the elder lifted the second seed high into the air and called out to the children playing nearby. "Look," he said, "this seed will become a beautiful tree. Remember it." The children clapped. They smiled. The elder placed the seed on a rock, exposed to the sun, and walked away. Days passed. Every morning, the elder watered the seed, buried in the soil. He never spoke about it. He never showed it off. Slowly, a small green shoot appeared. Week by week, it grew stronger. The seed on the rock never changed. It dried out. Birds pecked at it. Eventually, it disappeared. One morning, the elder stood beside Simon and said quietly, "A seed needs silence to grow. Darkness, protection. When you leave it out in the open, talking about how great it will be, it never has a chance to become anything." Simon stared at the small plant. He felt something tighten in his chest. The elder continued, "When you talk about your dreams too early, your mind feels rewarded before the work is done. The praise replaces the effort, and the fire you need for action is spent on words." Simon finally understood. Every time he announced the plan, he felt successful without doing anything. The applause was enough. The work became unnecessary. That night, Simon made a quiet decision. He chose one simple project. To build a wooden chair, he told, no more one. Each evening, after his daily responsibilities, he worked in silence. Some days he felt excited. Other days he felt tired, but there were no questions, no expectations, no pressure, only the work. Weeks passed. The chair slowly took shape. Mistakes were made. Corrections followed. One day, the chair was finished. Simon sat down and felt something new. Not pride from words, pride from effort. When a neighbor noticed the chair and asked when he made it, Simon smiled and said, "I've been working on it." Word spread, but by then, Simon was already working on something else. Years later, Simon was known not for his promises, but for his craft. He never announced what he was building. He simply built. And people respected him more than ever. Now ask yourself something honestly. How many goals have you announced too early? How many dreams faded because you spent the energy talking instead of building? Your dreams are fragile at the beginning. Protect them. Keep them quiet. Let your work speak when it is ready. The world does not need to hear what you are going to do. It only needs to see what you have done. So the next time you feel the urge to tell everyone about your big idea, pause. Lower your voice. Pick up your tools. Let the seed grow in silence.